Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have news and discussion about the fact that Sony is literally being sued for the PlayStation 5. If you guys are trying to go get one, this kind of somewhat affects you, as well as if you guys already do have your PlayStation 5 as well, this also very heavily affects you too as well. Some of this news may be about a weekish older or so, but there's actually brand new stuff that did come out to this too as well, so I want to go and cover up this stuff as just overall. For me, as I'm mainly a PS5 restock channel as of now, I have been covering a lot of Sony news as well, because I'd like to also do a lot of this stuff after the PS5 restock stuff is all done, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is somewhat relevant to you guys because number one, there's actually a chance for you guys to actually go get money and make money, and number two, it also does affect the potential on some issues with the console and things they may have to go and fix. So somewhat of a little bit of a relevant thing to be, I guess, aware of and also listen on into. So if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed. We are giving away a PS5 like this bad boy right here very, very soon. If you guys want to enter, all you guys have to do is go be subscribed and put on the notifications for the channel itself. As well, if you guys want to, just for bonus stuff, leave a like if you guys want to. Definitely comment down below your thoughts, because this is a very intriguing topic to me, and also somewhat scary too as well. And of course, also always have the Twitter and Twitch stream. Link down below. Definitely follow the Twitter for restock news if you guys care, or just overall general stuff, and the Twitch stream just to hang out and play. We always have the Amazon link down below for the PS5 to go check for restocks or warehouse sales or whatever. And of course, also the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble and deposit $100. You guys go get free stocks, and Coinbase, you guys buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go get free Bitcoin. Any ads you guys see in the video go towards my mom, and let's go dive on into it. So as I mentioned, Sony is literally being sued. As in, the PlayStation 5 is literally being sued. You guys may have touched on this rumor or heard about this stuff overall, but I kind of want to give my thoughts. And there's also brand new updates, as I mentioned, for this in general. So if you guys have not had a chance to go and see, as I mentioned, because of this, there's actually a major issue being caused with the PlayStation 5, mainly in regards to the controller. The PS5 controller. And as we'll kind of get into it in the article itself, but kind of just like the pre-prep into it, is that the controller itself has really big issues with the actual Joy-Con drift, if you guys are familiar with the Nintendo Switch, which basically just means that your controller is always perpetually moving to the left, and it basically makes your controller either very, very annoying to go deal with or very pretty much unusable, depending on the severity of it. And a lot of people even now are having issues with the controller. If you guys ever want me to go more into that, I always can, but that's like the major issue that's going on right now with, well, everything. And for when it comes to actual consumers, that's very well bad, because some people have had their consoles for a few weeks and it's already breaking. So in terms of that stuff, there's actually lawyers reaching out and literally suing Sony. So I'm going to give you guys the article. I'm going to give you guys some updates on this and talk about it as well. So basically, this is from actually CNN Business. Sony's PlayStation 5 has been hugely popular and hard for consumers to get their hands on. Tell me about it. That's what our channel is for. Make sure you guys are subscribed for if you guys need your console or for the giveaway. Since it was released last fall, but not everyone who managed to snag one has been satisfied. A class action lawsuit, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's just like basically a bunch of people suing one thing for like a issue that affects a lot of people. So it makes it a little bit cheaper for lawyer fees and stuff. Accuses Sony of violating consumer fraud statuses and breaching warranty agreements because of an alleged defect with the PS5 DualSense wireless controllers, according to a complaint filed in the Southern District of New York on Friday. The filing comes soon after the law firm Chemicals Schwartz, Kreiner, and Donaldson Smith, which is among the firms listed as working on the suit, set up a webpage soliciting reports of issues with controllers. Gaming news site IGN first reported the firm's investigation and the lawsuit. The class action suit alleges that the DualSense controllers, which, PS5 controllers, which were released in November, along with the new PS5 console, suffer from a defect known as drift, whereas the controller character or other elements on the screen move without the user manipulating the controller's joystick. Like I said, just basically kind of like a stuck controller. This defect significantly interferes with gameplay and thus compromises the DualSense controller's for functionality, which is true. I've had that on my Nintendo Switch, and it just makes games so much harder to play. I literally had to buy a new controller for it, which is kind of lame. Sony did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the lawsuit. The complaint claims that the plaintiff, Lamarck Turner, experienced a controller drift issue on the day he purchased a PS5 in early February. I do also want to make a note too, my console actually did end up breaking on literally like day 2 of it coming, but thankfully when it comes to Sony, I just sent on in, they sent me a brand new one. It was perfectly fine after like 3 days. Turner contacted customer service and followed their troubleshooting instructions to no avail, the complaint says. Given that his experience with contacting Sony the first time did not satisfactorily address the drift issue, Turner opted to purchase another controller for $70 a few days later. Had plaintiff been aware of the drift defect prior to purchasing his PS5, he otherwise would have not purchased the PS5 or would have paid substantially less for that. The suit also alleges that Sony's been aware of the drift issues because of online consumer complaints by my customers directly to it and through its own pre-release testing. More so, I think the bad thing to note, like sometimes things happen, things break, they have controller drift or whatever. I think more so on the fact that Sony kind of ignored it through its own pre-release testing. That is not good, and I don't like hearing that. Thankfully, my controller's been fine. I think a lot of people I know's controller's been fine. And realistically, I think if you were just going to message Sony and be like, I want a new one, let me replace it, they probably would. I would actually say Sony has very, very good customer service. I can vouch. I've dealt with it. I've been on phone with them. Like, it was actually very easy and very quick. So maybe slightly overdoing it a little bit. But overall, I mean, if you have a $70 thing and it instantly breaks, that is annoying. When my PS5 itself actually broke, it was pretty annoying. But thankfully for me, I'm a Sony fanboy. You guys can probably tell by all the videos. But when it comes to that stuff, I didn't really mind. Just sent it on in and they fixed it. Like for me, I think I care more about if a company does not help. If they don't mind helping and they even pay for it, I'm okay with it, at least for me. There have been a number of reports on the issues in gaming blogs and social media. Drifting, also known as stick drift, has been an issue with previous gaming controllers from other companies too, like the Nintendo Switch. One user reported the issue 10 days after receiving the PS5 console, stating that they tried every possible fix. Power cycling the console, turning Bluetooth on and off, resetting the controller, charging fully overnight to no avail. I'm not sure why they're trying to go and do, like, charge it. This seems a little weird for controller drift, but you know, whatever. Notwithstanding its knowledge of the drift defect, Sony has failed to disclose this material information to consumers. The suit alleges that customers seeking help with their devices have run into a backlog on Sony's dedicated portal for issues with the PS5 hardware and face long wait times to speak with customer service agents. It claims that when the consumers return the controllers for in-warranty repairs related to the drift, they have to pay for shipping. Personally, I did not have to pay. I'm not sure how actually true that is as well, but when I had to go and send in my PS5, I did not have to pay for shipping. So if you guys happen to know, or you guys had your own experience, just from my own knowledge, let me know if you guys did have to pay money for shipping in your controller. Like I said, for my console, I did not, but I had no issues with my controller itself, so I'm kind of curious. Recent software and firmware updates did not ameliorate or address the drift defect. I think it's more of an actual controller thing, so I'm not sure they can make more on the hardware side. The lawsuit seeks to make Sony implement a recall or free replacement program to address the issue for all class members, in addition to other relief such as damage payments to compensate consumers for out-of-pocket expenses for the fix them. So basically, they have sold a lot of consoles overall, and I'm going to give you guys the update too as well before I kind of give you guys my thoughts. So actually, I'll give my thoughts quick before we get into the update. Basically, it stinks. We always have these little hardware issues when major technology comes out, even in cars, etc. I'm more okay as long as Sony addresses it and fixes it, or if they had free returns. As I mentioned, for my console, it was fine. If for some odd reason you have to pay money for your controller, which I think you have a 1-year warranty, so that's why I'm kind of asking you guys if you guys do. As long as they fix it, I get it. If anything, it'd be kind of nice if they gave you like a $25 gift card or something like that, or like a free 3-month trial to PS Plus, something like at least nice to kind of waste your time. Because when I got my console, I was out for like a week to not even have my console. It kind of stinks. Then I have to go through the whole process of actually, like, you know, actually setting it up, doing the box with it, etc. Wait for the box. So it is a little bit of a hassle for me because I just gave them $500 anyway. But for me, as I mentioned, I'm kind of more curious if a company will actually go and fix it. And if they do, then I don't mind as much. Some people may be different though, and if you guys do feel differently, I respect that. I totally get it, because sometimes you go and spend $500, you want it working, especially if it's brand new. I also get that too. I respect that. If you guys want to leave your thoughts, you guys can down below. But also, like I said, I want to give an update on this. So we actually had an update on this article when it came to the actual lawsuit itself. Basically the major people we mentioned, like, you know, the Schwartz and Donaldsons, they basically have been trying to go tell people to not go and actually sign on into Sony's arbitration clause, which is basically like them saying like, hey, it's okay, don't worry about it, we'll kind of fix it, whatever, from Sony, for very, very, very layman's terms. And they kind of want to go and keep on pursuing and pushing the actual Sony lawsuit. A good example for this is basically them saying, hey, we want you to go and not go and kind of give them the easy cop-out. We want to go and file claims against Sony in federal court. Mainly because if they actually do go and have enough people kind of being like, whatever, they can kind of weasel their way out of actually the lawsuit, and they may not have to either pay the actual reimbursements, may not have to go fix the controllers, and basically can kind of weasel out a lot of different things. As well, if you guys are kind of curious on this stuff too, because if there is a big class action lawsuit, you might actually have a chance to make money. I'm not sure how much you guys care. For me personally, I'm probably not going to mind too much. Mine works. I have no issues. I did have issues with my console though. So I'm kind of hands off on this, to be fully honest. It's kind of like whatever you guys want to do. I'm just kind of reporting the news. But if you guys did want to have a chance to maybe getting into a class action lawsuit, typically like they pay out maybe like 10 to 150 bucks depending on the class action lawsuit itself. You could go and basically go and opt on out of it, and then you can maybe be represented by these other major law firms, which I would maybe say if you guys did have to deal with the issue, you guys get a controller drift or whatever, you are in the right. If you do want to go into it, you want to go and sign up for it, whatever. It's all your take. I don't mind. I'm not for or against either way. But for me personally, I have had no major issues with my controller itself, so I'm probably just gonna let it go and like let sleeping dogs lie. But it is kind of weird that Nintendo is, or not Nintendo, that Sony's a little bit on the whittle, like the weird, like little middle ground on this. But overall, I think it's always better to kind of stay quiet and not publicly state stuff, especially when you're trying to go and sell the consoles out to people in general, like, you know, for people to buy the PlayStation 5. So my kind of overall thoughts on this: should you be worried if you guys are trying to get your actual PS5? No, it's okay. My console works. It's a fun console. My controller works fine as of now. Hopefully, you know, knock on wood. So everything's fine. I'm enjoying my console. If you guys want to keep on getting one, I'd say there's no major issue. And as I mentioned, at least from my experience, I've had a very good experience with Sony when I kind of dealt with having to have customer support and all of that. But as well, it is kind of lame if you guys did have your controller have issues or you guys have to affect with this stuff, because I do not want you guys spending $70. I do think if Sony is forcing you to pay and spend all that money, I think that's very bad. And I think if anything, for the bare minimum, they should be able to go and either send you out a new controller or repair your controller either way for free. If you have to pay money, as I also asked you guys down below, that I think is very, very bad on Sony. But I do think, more so kind of trusting in them on them from my own personal experience, that ideally they will be able to go fix and work with everyone who was affected. If not, if they don't actually address it and you have to pay money to go fix it, I would maybe say joining in this class action lawsuit and writing yourself out of the actual like weird Sony basically precedent like lawyer stuff. I'm not going to the lawyer terms themselves. Then I'd probably say it's maybe good to write out of yourselves and try your best to join in the class action lawsuit and get your money back. But kind of depends on the person. Like I said, all my stuff's fine. I'm not really kind of dealing with it myself, but if you guys are affected, you guys are in the right to go deal with it if you guys would like. As I mentioned, I'm just kind of reporting the news, so letting you guys all know on this. Very interesting stuff to talk about as well. My kind of closing thoughts on this is just kind of what I just said. It doesn't really affect me. If it affects you, you guys are in the right. You guys can look more into it itself. I want to give you guys updates that they have been having updates, and Sony is also currently being class action sued. But as they even mentioned in the article itself, some other places such as Microsoft and Nintendo also have had the similar issues with them when it comes to Joy-Con drift or faulty controllers. So it's not just a pure Sony issue. This is not like a Sony hate thread at all. But hopefully if you guys do have any issues, hopefully you guys don't when you guys get your consoles. Ideally, you probably won't. But as I mentioned, I've been pretty good on Sony, and they've helped me out myself. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Very interesting article to go talk about. We'll maybe have some more restock news throughout the day. If you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are go subscribe to the channel. We only have a few more days left in the PS5 giveaway. Also, leave a like if you guys enjoy the Twitter and Twitch stream. A link down below if you guys like to follow. The Amazon link for the PS5 to check for warehouse sales or whatever. Link down below. The Weeble, sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money. And of course, Coinbase, you guys buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go get free Bitcoin. Thank you guys all so much for everything. You guys are all fantastic, and I'll see you guys up later on throughout today for some good old more videos. Thank you guys all so much. I love you guys all for watching.